On Monday, a lawmaker from South Sudan gathered in parliament in the capital city of Juba for an important sitting. During this meeting, the government of South Sudan proposed amendment to the 2018 revitalized peace agreement. These proposed changes were introduced by Justice Minister Michael Makwilwet. According to the government of South Sudan, the amendment are needed to help to prepare the country for election expected later this year, 2026. However, not everyone agreed. A total of 47 lawmakers connected to the South Sudan Opposition Alliance, which is also known as SSOA, refused to attend the parliamentary sitting. This boycott immediately created political tension inside and outside parliament. One opposition lawmaker named Bull Joseph Agao say the process was unconstitutional and against the peace agreement. He explained that the amendment were being pushed by the ruling SPLM party and its allies without proper consultation with all parties that signed the 2018 peace agreement. According to him, Parliament alone does not have the power to change the peace agreement. He argued that only the group that signed the peace agreement can approve such changes. This statement quickly attracted attention across the country. Many political observers now fear that disagreement over the amendment could create more division inside the transitional government. So the question was, why did SSOA boycott? Let us now understand why the SSOA lawmaker decided to boycott parliament. SSOA is made up of several political parties that joined the 2018 peace agreement. But over the year, the alliance has become divided into different factions. Some members support Vice President Hossein Abdelbagi, while others support former Vice President Josephine Lago. According to Bull Joseph Agao, the SSOA boycott was meant to stop Parliament from getting enough members to continue with the sitting. In many parliamentary systems, a certain number of lawmakers must be present before important decision can be made. This is called quorum. Agao said opposition group wanted to deny the ruling party this quorum because they believe the amendment process was illegal. Several parties joined the boycott, including NDM led by Lama Kola Jawin, including PDM linked to Joseph Lagu, SSLM linked to General Bapin Montreal, SUM, which is SSUM, linked to Dinajok Chagor, NAS linked to Julius Tabule, and FDP linked to Chang Son Chang. These are the parties that boycott the parliament sitting. However, some lawmakers connected to Hussein Abdelbagi attended the sitting. Agao accused them of siding with the ruling SPLM government. This shows that division inside the opposition are still growing. And many citizens are worried that this division may weaken the peace process. And I look at the government position. While opposition groups are criticizing the amendment, the government say the changes are necessary. Officials argue that the country must update some part of the peace agreement to prepare for election. Remember, election in South Sudan have already been delayed several times since the signing of the peace agreement in 2018. So many leaders inside the government say the country cannot continue delaying elections forever. They believe legal reform are needed before citizens can vote. The proposed amendment were sent to the Parliamentary Committee on Legislation and Justice. This committee will study the changes and later return the bill to Parliament. But critics say the process is moving too fast. Opposition lawmakers claim constitutional procedures are not being followed correctly. Bull Joseph Agao pointed to Article 199 of the Transitional Constitution. According to him, constitutional amendment require approval from at least two-thirds of lawmakers in each parliamentary house. He also argued that both houses of parliament must discuss the amendment separately. This disagreement is now creating another major political debate in South Sudan. Let's look at fear about the future of the peace agreement. One of the biggest concerns raised by opposition group is the future of the 2010 peace agreement itself. The peace deal was signed to end a year of civil war in South Sudan. Thousands of people died during the conflict, while millions were displaced from their homes. The agreement helped create the current transitional government. It also brought rival political groups together. But now, opposition leaders fear that changing important part of the agreement could destroy the foundation of the government itself. Agao warned that some articles of the agreement are very sensitive. He specifically mentioned Article 8.2 and Article 8.3. According to him, these sections guarantee the authority of the peace agreement. Agao warned that changing these articles could be like destroying the legal document that created the current government. This is why some opposition leaders are using very strong language against the amendment. Many analysts believe this political fight could increase mistrust among peace partners, and if trust continue to disappear, the implementation of the peace agreement could become even more difficult. Well, let's look at this. The SPLM-IO also reject the amendment. Before we move on, please, if you are new here to Changfied YouTube channel, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. The political tension is increased further after the SPLM-IO political bureau also condemned the amendment. This group is linked to detained first Vice President Dr. Riek Machar. In a statement released after a meeting in Juba, the SPLM-IO leadership accused the government of violating the peace agreement. The statement was signed by Joseph Malualdong, who chaired the Group Foreign Affairs Committee. The SPLM-IO said Parliament should not bypass the reconstituted Joint Monitoring and Evaluation Commission, also known as RJMAC. According to the opposition, RJMAC must be involved in such process under the peace agreement. The group also accused the government of following a non-inclusive process. This means they believe not all parties are being properly consulted. SPLM-IO lawmaker also refused to support the amendment bill. The group described the process as an attempt to completely destroy the peace agreement. This statement added more pressure to an already tense political atmosphere. Let's look at the removal of SPLM-IO lawmaker. Another issue causing anger inside the opposition is the recent removal of SPLM members from the Council of State. According to the opposition statement, President Salva Kiir Mayardit removed 10 SPLM-IO lawmakers from the upper hours of Parliament on May 4, 2026. The opposition believed this happened shortly before the amendment bill was presented. They claim the move was politically motivated. Critics said removing opposition lawmaker before such an important vote creates suspicion and mistrust. Some people now fear that they fear political space in South Sudan is shrinking again. The SPLM-IO also raised concern about alleged threat against its members on social media. According to the group, some members receive attack and intimidation online after they walk out of Parliament. This has added another layer of political tension. So, here is the big question. Can South Sudan hold election this year, 2026? Well, one major question not now being asked is whether South Sudan can realistically hold election this year. The government said elections are important for democracy and long-term stability, but opposition groups disagree. Some opposition leaders argue that security conditions are still poor in many parts of the country. Others said important reforms have not yet been completed. For example, security sector reform remain unfinished. Some army groups are still active. Economic challenges continue. Humanitarian problems remain serious, and millions of citizens still need assistance. Critics argue that free and fair election cannot happen under such conditions. Some political analysts believe rushing into election without full preparation could create new instability in South Sudan. Others argue that delaying election again may increase frustration among citizens. This debate continues to divide political leaders, and ordinary South Sudanese citizens are closely watching this development. When we look deeper into the current crisis in South Sudan, we can see that political division inside the transitional government are becoming more visible. The peace agreement created a power-sharing government between rival groups, but trust between these groups has remained weak for years. Now, disagreement over constitutional amendment are exposing this tension once again. Some political observers say the boycott of SSOA and the protests by SPLM-IO are signs of growing frustration. Others believe the ruling government want to move faster toward elections. At the same time, opposition groups fear losing influence if changes are made without consensus. This creates a difficult political environment. The future of the peace agreement may now depend on whether the leader can return to dialogue and compromise. Without compromise, tension may continue growing. Many citizens in South Sudan are tired of political disagreement. After a year of conflict, and economic hardship, people want peace, stability, and development. Some citizens say leaders should focus more on improving daily life instead of political fighting. Others fear that disagreement over the peace agreement could return the country to instability. Social media discussion have become very active since the parliamentary boycott. Some citizens support the position, others support the government plan for election. This shows how divided public opinion has become. However, many people agree on one thing: South Sudan needs peace and unity more than ever. Let's look at the international consent. The international community is also watching development in South Sudan closely. Regional and international partners have spent years supporting the peace process. Organizations monitoring the peace agreement may now become more involved if tensions continue rising. Many international observers believe inclusive dialogue is necessary to prevent further political conflict. Diplomats often encourage South Sudanese leaders to work together peacefully. The coming week may therefore become very important for the future of the transitional process. Well, as political tension continue rising in South Sudan, many important questions remain unanswered. Will opposition group and the government find common ground? Will the peace agreement survive this disagreement? Can election happen peacefully? And most importantly, what does the future hold for ordinary South Sudanese citizens? For now, the country remains at another critical political moment. We will continue following every development and bring you more updates as the story continues. If you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, please save the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell, so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Thank you for watching. Let's meet on the next video.